Only these zodiac signs will receive a large sum of money from July 31st. A powerful cash flow will start from July 31st, which will affect not everyone, but only certain zodiac signs. These people can receive a large sum, and unexpectedly, through the return of an old debt, a win, a bonus, or even an opportunity that fell from the sky. This is not a coincidence, but the result of a powerful astrological activation point, in which material energies converge in one direction. If you feel that the time of big changes is near, watch this video to the end. Perhaps you are among those for whom the money gates will open. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be the first to know when such periods of financial strength begin. And in the comments, write your sign and check if you are on the threshold of real enrichment. We are starting. The first sign is Leo. From July 31st, a period begins in which the representative of the Leo sign will be given direct access to large monetary energy. The source of these funds will not be the usual one. It is not associated with a regular salary, a constant income, or slow accumulation. Here we are talking about a sudden, concentrated, and significant amount that will appear as a result of a combination of external circumstances and personal determination to act. This could be a debt repayment, a win, a bonus, investment profit, or an unexpected payment for a previously completed project. The peculiarity of this receipt is that it will happen quickly, during a short window, where much will depend on the ability not to hesitate. Leo will need to clearly filter out emotions and trust the inner feeling. Here it is. This is the very moment. The period from July 31st to August 6th will be key. It is during these days that a financial turn will take place, which will allow you to close debt tails, make a large purchase, or invest in an asset that will bring a new level of income. Money will come where there is personal initiative. If Leo is ready to put forward an idea, to declare himself, to raise an issue, to demand payment, to come to an agreement, the funds will appear as a response to his pressure and precision. This cash flow will be short-term, but powerful. This is not a gradual improvement. This is a sharp increase in financial resources that must be managed correctly. Everything that is invested in yourself, in personal growth, appearance, training, marketing, or presentation, will return many times over. Situations are possible when you have to choose between two opportunities. One will be reliable but modest, the second, risky but generous. Intuition will tell you the right direction, and at this moment, it is important for Leo not to listen to fear, but to follow the inner feeling, which always accurately determines the zone of benefit. Any actions related to publicity, negotiations, legal agreements, and personal branding will be especially effective. For representatives of this sign, it is important not to lose control over emotions. A financial surge can cause euphoria that will distract from strategy. But if Leo manages to stay focused, money will open doors that did not exist before. This moment cannot be missed. It is rare, intense, and its strength is that it activates several areas at once: career, investment, and even social. Leo will not just receive a sum, he will receive the influence that this sum will give. And the long-term trajectory will depend on how he uses the opportunity. Either the financial rise will become the basis of a new reality, or it will disappear as quickly as it appeared. It is important to be prepared. The money is already coming. The second sign is Libra. From July 31st, the starting point for representatives of the Libra sign begins, when material reality will change direction and bring a large cash payment. This is not a gradual increase in income or the usual schemes. We are talking about a one-time receipt of a significant amount, the size of which is capable of solving issues that have been accumulating for months. This amount is based on a clearly worked-out decision. Consent, refusal, a timely accepted offer, a timely sent letter, or a reaction to a sudden chance. The period from July 31st to August 5th will be a turning point, and it is in this that the power is hidden. Everything will begin with a signal, short but important. This can be a call, a message, a document, a conversation, a meeting in which a phrase or a hint of an opportunity will sound. And Libra will need not to wait for confirmation, but to act. The ability to sense the moment, turn on and lead the situation. This is the key to activating the cash flow. The amount that comes during this period will be clean, without pitfalls and hidden conditions. It can be compensation, winnings, the result of a deal, a share, unexpected encouragement, or a bonus. In some cases, it is a return on investments that previously seemed lost. The probability of receiving funds through cooperation, an agreement, correct legal registration, or the help of an influential figure is especially high. Libra will have the opportunity to close an important financial cycle. This is not just money, this is an exit to a new level where a feeling of stability appears. However, it is important not to scatter. Money received from July 31st should be directed to one strong decision: a purchase, a project, education, a legal issue, a large investment. If Libra starts to scatter, the effect will fall apart and the money will disappear. Actions during this period must be precise. Everything that is formalized, signed, or officially secured will work in favor of Libra for a long time. Emotions must be kept under control. The temptation to spend on pleasure will be great, but the gain will be much higher if you invest in long-term tasks. July ends with a serious financial breakthrough for Libra. This amount is not a coincidence. It is compensation, accumulated in an invisible balance for patience, correct choices, and preserved dignity in difficult moments. From the 31st, space begins to give, and it gives generously. The third sign is Gemini. From July 31st, a point shift will occur in the financial sphere of the representative of this sign, which will launch a chain reaction of profit. The day will begin with an unexpected signal, a call, a letter, or a reminder of an old obligation. This is not a coincidence. This is the moment when funds stuck in someone else's hands begin to move towards their rightful owner. Information received in the first half of the day is especially important. It contains the path to a specific amount that Gemini will soon receive. In the period from July 31st to August 4th, the channel of cash receipts directly related to intellectual activity will be activated. Everything related to texts, negotiations, data regrouping, consultations, and logistics will gain value. Money will come from where previously only promises came. This time, payment will be instant, without delays and stretching of terms. After August 5th, those scenarios that Gemini has already given up on will begin to work. An old project, a closed blog, a forgotten idea will come to life. It is from this unexpected source that a sum exceeding monthly expectations may come. If an offer comes in during this period, do not analyze it for too long. The decision made intuitively will be correct. The day of August 6th will be especially profitable. A large transfer or contract related to foreign currency is possible. The main wave comes from August 9 to 13. At this time, Gemini should be as focused as possible, because the financial chance will depend on the speed of reaction. Lotteries, tenders, contests, cashbacks, and even refunds for past purchases can unexpectedly work. The money channel is open, and money comes not from one direction, but from several at once. The month ends with the stabilization of a new financial level. Gemini will be able not only to spend what they received, but also to wisely distribute resources, launch investments, or invest in an important business. Money received from July 31st brings not only profit, but also growth, a transition to a new stage. These are not random amounts. They are a well-deserved reward for the ability to see and use the moment. The fourth sign is Cancer. From July 31st, the representative of this sign gets into a stream of events leading to material gain. The day begins with one simple action: a document, a check, a message, a reminder, and this element starts a movement that will end with the receipt of a large sum. We are not talking about everyday expenses or returns, but about a serious increase in capital. The first days of August require Cancer to be ready for negotiations. Perhaps a person will appear who will offer a share, partnership, or payment for work already done. You should not refuse. This is the offer that can become a springboard to large-scale profit. August 2nd will be especially favorable. On this day, it is worth agreeing to financial conditions, even if they initially seem unusual. From August 3rd to 6th, promises made earlier begin to work. Management, clients, partners, everyone who owed something will remember their obligations. Moreover, the amounts will be higher than expected. The energy of old debts is also activated. Payments from people with whom there has been no contact for several months or even years are possible. After August 7th, the personal money channel is activated. Everything related to family, home, real estate, care becomes the basis for income. Profit from renting out property, re-registration, subsidies, or inheritance is possible. Also during this period, the value of Cancer's intuition increases. He senses in advance where the money will come from and acts at the right moment. It is especially worth paying attention to the day of August 9th. It is key to receiving an amount that can be called fateful. The final part of the month brings a feeling of confidence. Cancers realize that financial pressure is subsiding and material stability is returning. Money received from July 31st does not just improve everyday life. It becomes an opportunity to start a new round of life. Your own business, moving, investments, or savings. Everything that starts with these amounts will bring growth. And it is Cancer who will be able to wisely use this chance.